In the valley of Elah, under the silver moonlight, two armies stood still, waiting. The air was heavy with silence, yet fear whispered through the night. Then came the sound, the voice of Goliath. His roar echoed through the hills, a mountain of pride and power.
The men of Israel trembled. Not one dared to move. Fear ruled the valley, louder than the giant's voice. Far from the battle, under the same moon, a young shepherd named David watched the stars. His heart was still. His soul sang in faith.
He did not yet know that his faith would soon shake kingdoms and silence the roar of giants.
Morning light touched the hills where David tended his sheep. The air was cool, the world was still, and the young shepherd's heart was filled with quiet joy.
But peace is never still for long. A messenger came running, breathless, dust rising behind his feet. "David," he called, "your father needs you. Your brothers are at war." His father, Jesse, spoke softly. "Take this bread and grain to your brothers. See how they are, and bring me word from the battle." David bowed his head. "Yes, father, I will go." And so the shepherd left the field behind. The sun rose higher as he walked the long road, not knowing that every step was guided by God's hand. Ahead, beyond the hills, the valley waited, the same valley where fear ruled and giants roared. And in the quiet morning light, David whispered a prayer. "Lord, I trust you." David reached the camp as the sun climbed high. Soldiers hurried, voices tense, and fear hung in the air like dust. Yet his heart remained calm, still trusting the Lord. And once again, the giant stepped forward. His voice thundered across the valley. "Who dares to face me?" The ground seemed to tremble with every word. But David felt no fear. "Who is this man," he whispered, "that he should defy the armies of the living God?" Faith burned brighter than the sun upon his face. They brought him before King Saul. "You are but a boy," said the king. David smiled softly. "I have faced lions and bears. The same God who saved me then will save me now." As David walked toward the valley, the crowd watched in silence. He carried no sword, no armor, only a sling, 5 smooth stones, and the faith of a heart that knew God's hand was near. The giant stepped forward, his shadow covering the valley. The earth trembled beneath his feet. Yet David's heart was steady, for he knew the Lord was with him. "You come to me with sword and spear," David called, "but I come to you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, whom you have defied." He reached into his pouch, took a smooth stone, placed it in his sling, and as he swung it through the air, he whispered, "For your glory, Lord." The stone flew, silent and swift. It struck the giant, and the roar of arrogance fell into silence. The valley grew still. Only the wind whispered, "Faith has won." David lifted his eyes to the sky, the light of dawn washing the valley clean. He whispered, "It was never my strength, only his." The sun rose over the valley where silence once held its breath. The battle was over, yet peace, not victory, filled the air. David stood with the sling still in his hand, not proud, not boastful, but humbled by the power of the one who had won through him. The people of Israel shouted with joy, not for a hero, but for the faith that had reminded them God was still with them. As David walked home through the hills, the wind whispered through the grass, carrying a song of faith, the song he once sang alone under the stars. And in every heart that heard his story, faith began to rise again. For if God could use a shepherd to defeat a giant, then surely he can calm the storms within us all. If God can make a shepherd conquer a giant, then he can bring peace to every storm in you.